Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I figured I would do a quick get ready with me. Actually, not quick. I should say it's not quick because every time I do my makeup in videos, it's never quick. But I figured I would do a get ready with me video because I didn't do my makeup today and I'm going to be filming a few videos. So I figured I would film me doing my makeup before I film my other videos. So it's a pretty basic look, one that I kind of wear regularly on a daily basis to work, and some products that I've been using that I've been really enjoying lately. So let's get started. I've done all my skincare already. Everything's all primed and prepped and ready to go. But I wanted to make a mention of the Kate Somerville Oil-Free Moisturizer. It is, I used it today, and I've used it before in the past, and then I kind of put it in the back burner during winter, and then I just kind of pulled it out for the past few days, and I just love it. I forgot how much I love it because it's so hydrating for the skin, but yet it leaves the skin pretty semi-matte. Like not, you know, when you put moisturizer on your skin's really like dewy or fresh or whatever, and that doesn't leave my skin that way, which is good because when I'm putting on my makeup, I don't want my skin to be very, very shiny, and then I have to kind of work against that with my foundation or whatever. But thought I would just mention this. This is what I used today, and I love it. I've been using it for a while, but I kind of like rediscovered it just recently again. I kind of pulled it out now that the weather's getting warmer. All right, so the look's really simple, as all of my looks are. First, going to start off with foundation, and today I'm going to use the Zelens Youth Glow Foundation in the shade Porcelain, obviously. And I'm just going to pump a little bit out. Make sure you guys can still see me. And recently, what brush do I have this one? Oh. This is actually a blush brush from Bare Minerals. It's like a dual-ended blush brush and eyeshadow, whatever. I've been using it to apply my foundation. I really like it. So I'm just gonna kind of, I have it like just on a towel over here, and I'm just gonna kind of buff it in. I love, love, love this Zelens foundation. It's a treatment foundation, but it gives decent coverage, but what I love about it is what I find with a lot of treatment foundations, they tend to have this weird kind of property, and this is the only way, I'm the only one that like describes this way. I didn't hear it described this way, but I describe it as looking like it's fusing with your skin, like the foundation. So I found this with the Perricone No Foundation. Like when I would apply it, it looked like it was like fusing to my skin. It would like disappear, but still have a little bit of coverage. This Zelens foundation has more coverage actually than the Perricone foundation. That stuff's really, really sheer. But this definitely has more coverage, which I like. But it really just like disappears right into the skin, and it has this like finish. It is somewhat glowy, as it's called the Youth Glow, but I don't find it to be super greasy. You know, I don't get exceptionally shiny throughout the day. I just typically use, before I also applied, before this, on top of the moisturizer, the Murad Oil Control Mattifier. And this is like my mattifying miracle. I've talked about it a million times. So I find that I just kind of apply it right in the center here, and I find that really helps with keeping me matte with this. But that's pretty much all I need. Maybe I'll just touch up once with powder, but that's pretty much everything. All right, moving on to concealer. I typically don't like to put concealer on before. I don't really ever feel I need to spot treat. If I have any extra spots like I do on my chin here, I just take a little more foundation and I just kind of build up. I tend to like to just use concealer for under my eyes. So I'm going to use the by Terry Terribly Denseless concealer. This stuff is unbelievable. It is so creamy and beautiful. It just like glides right under the eyes. Oh my gosh. It is so beautiful. I have a lot of concealers, and this one I just keep reaching for all the time. I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush to kind of, because it's like a great dome shape. And I really love how it gets right underneath my eyes. And I just kind of pat it in a little bit, pulling it down slightly onto my cheeks here. But like I said, the foundation does a really good job of kind of giving me the coverage that I need. I know a lot of people ask me about like, my concealer is caking up underneath my eyes, what can I do? And I always just say, just use more foundation. Like if you don't have to use concealer. If you're finding that concealer is not working for you and you can't find one that works for you, just build up your foundation. Like there's no rule that says you have to use concealer. So, all right, next I'm gonna add a little bit of eyeshadow primer, and this is the NARS eyeshadow primer. So we'll just throw that on the lid, really haphazardly, nothing fancy. And just kind of pat it in here. And this will be the base for my eyeshadow. I kind of take it all the way up to my brow bone. I don't know why. Just because I'm not putting eyeshadow all the way up there, but I put primer up there. Oh well. All right, let me do my brows because that takes a little bit of time. I'm using the Hourglass Brow Tool in the shade Soft Brunette. And I just kind of start underneath, and then I make a line on the top and a line on underneath, and then I just kind of fill in. I need to get my brows done probably in the next week, so yeah. And then just follow the arch. I just fill in, you know, I don't have too many gaps, but I do just like my brows filled in and darkened, because for having very dark hair, I have dark brows, like the hair is dark, but the kind of all together look is not very dark. So I kind of like the more complete darkened look rather than just leaving my brows as is. And these two, this is pretty much one of my favorite brow tools. I love this one and Anastasia Brow Wiz. I also love, It Cosmetics makes one called My Brows But Better. It's actually like a universal shade. I don't know how that works, but it's my perfect shade. So I know it's supposed to be like a universal shade for everybody, but works for me perfectly. So I guess, I don't know how it would work for like fair-haired people, like people with like blonde hair, but it is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous brow pencil. So I highly recommend checking that out. All right, I'm not perfect, but they're sisters, not twins. I always say with my eyebrows, they never match. All right, so for the eyes, simple look, I'm gonna use the Dior Eye Reviver palette, which I love. I've been using it so much lately. Let's see, I have all my brushes here, but I've got like a gazillion brushes. All right, just gonna use, I have this shadow that came, this brush that came in a palette from Chantecaille. So it's just like a flat, fluffy brush. I think I'm gonna go for this third brown shade. Hold on, let's see if you guys can see. This, the 1, 2, 3, the third one in, this one right here. It's not too dark, just kind of is a slight kind of metallic taupey shade, which I like. And I feel like it looks really even and smooth, and it gives like a, you know, some dimension for the day. I mean, I can go up to the next shade darker, just like the fourth one, this one. I mean, I can wear that for during the day as well. It's a little bit darker, so I would just have to go light-handed with it, but I find that this third shade really looks beautiful. And there is a gel liner in this palette. The last dark black shade is a gel liner. I haven't used it that much, but I did use it the other day and I found it was nice. I mean, you definitely, it's not as like creamy as like the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner, but it's definitely like a drier consistency. So it's, you know, if you're buying this for the gel eyeliner aspect, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're buying it for the eyeshadow colors, then you're really gonna enjoy it. So, just being honest. But I mean, in a pinch, I wanted to use it to see how it worked, and it worked pretty well. It, you know, it went on nice, and it did take a few tries to get it to be a really kind of intense, you know, dark black. And then I normally just take like a fluffy brush, like this is like a MAC, ooh, it's rubbed off, I think it's like a 224, their, you know, blending brush. And I just kind of go over the entire lid here, just to kind of buff everything out. And then I take this, like, the matte bone color at the very end right here, and I just go right underneath the brow. Okay. And then I'm gonna add some, just trying to blend out just a little bit more. I feel like one eye is always like really smooth and one eye is a little bit heavier, but I think it looks fine. All right, so we're gonna go into mascara. I'm actually gonna use, I've been using the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. Let me see here. For a little bit, and I like it. It's, you know, just a primer for the eyelashes. It is dark and black, and it just helps to like separate them a little bit. And then I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. This gives my lashes like a very full, not really voluminous. They're not like the thickest mascara that I own, but I definitely like it because it gives like a very flirty, long look to the lashes and some fullness. But I just I really like that kind of flirty long look. So add the primer first. I mean, some people probably could use this as mascara, the Estee Lauder primer. Not me. I mean, I need a little bit more. It definitely is like extremely natural. So I just kind of like to use it as a base. And I like a lot of mascara, so I feel like I could be here for days, I told you before, applying mascara. So that would be the whole video. You would just watch me apply mascara for like 15 minutes. And that's no fun. So, all right, so that's one eye. Kind of helps to make me look alive and awake. And then just go over the other one here. I know my arm is in the way, I apologize. And then throw on the mascara. And then we're good to go. I know some people had said, like, I had read mixed reviews on the Charlotte Tilbury mascara, but I actually really enjoy it. I find that it really looks nice, and I love the effect that it gives. Like I said, it gives like a very flirty, full lash look, which I like, rather than like thick, dramatic false lash look. But still, it's dramatic enough for me. Okay, so moving on to the face. It's like it's hot in here, and my hair is starting to frizz. All right, so I'm gonna start just with, I like to do just like a finishing powder on my cheeks. So something like the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette or the Shiseido Face Color Enhancing Trio. I don't know if you can see the color. It's kind of like an orange shade. It's really hard, that it's not picking up the color very well, but it's like an orangey shade, and I love this stuff. I cannot say enough good things about it. And I like to just kind of, it comes with like a little brush in here. And so I just kind of swirl it around, and I just kind of go right over my cheeks. And I do this just to kind of give them a little bit of a glow. And I find that when I use powder blush, which I'm going to use today, I find that applying, oh, I got a hair from the brush in my eyeball. Oh no, that hurts. All right. I find that when I use like a powder, like just a finishing powder, whether it's my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, this Shiseido one, any type of just finishing powder, I apply to my cheeks before I add my blush. I find that my blush adheres better, because sometimes if I'll apply my blush right to my like liquid foundation, sometimes it'll like stick in patches. So I tend to like to apply the powder on top of the powder that's already on my skin, and I find it goes on really well. All right, next is a blush that I absolutely adore. I know I'm normally a fancy pants when it comes to makeup, but this blush from Neutrogena, their Healthy Skin Blends, let me show you here. It's like a little mosaic pattern. It is so beautiful. I have been using it for a while now. I bought it a long time ago. I don't think it comes in many colors, unfortunately, when I've been to this drugstore, I see it in like this, just like kind of a rose color. What is it called? Pure 22. I don't know, it's the name, I guess. And then there's like a brownish kind of taupey shade that I wasn't too interested in. But I would, they came in other colors, like corals and other shades of pink. I totally would buy it because I absolutely love this blush. It is not, it's never too much, like I don't have to worry about being light-handed with it, or, you know, if I'm too heavy-handed, I have to like go in and really like fix my mistakes. I don't find that with this blush. I find that I can just like throw it on the cheeks. It's like a nice, flush, kind of healthy, rosy flush to the cheeks, if you can see that. And I just love the way it looks. I don't know, it's such a good blush. And so I just take like a big fluffy brush and just kind of buff in my cheeks here. I know you can't really see the blush too much. It's pretty significant in person, but I know the kind of camera a little washes it out a bit. And then I like to go in with just another kind of finishing powder just for my cheeks around the highlight, like on my cheekbones. And this is the Girl on Meteorites Compact in medium. That was like kind of looks like a purpley beige shade. And I'm just going to take my MAC 116 brush. I just kind of go in there and I go right on the apples, the cheekbones, and I just kind of pull it onto my cheeks and kind of buff in everything, just so that everything blends together. It's not a really strong highlight, I'll be honest with you. I just like how it, this one and my Bobbi Brown brightening powder, is that what it's called? Why am I drawing a blank? It's the one with the, I've talked about it a million times before. It's a finishing powder, and it's like the pastel one with all the pastel colors. I've talked about it a million times before. Go to my blog or watch prior videos. I totally brought it up then. I love using that. That is my favorite holy grail finishing powder for my cheeks that I use to highlight, and it gives a pretty decent highlight, and I pull it over my cheeks, and just any type of, you know, parts of my blush that maybe are a little heavier or too light, it just blends everything together and makes my cheeks look, you know, kind of pulled together and even. All right, so that's it. So that's pretty much the whole look, and then we're just gonna throw on lips and I'm done. It's not too long. I know it's long, but it's not too long. All right, so for the lips, I'm gonna do the Rouge Coco in Adrian. I just talked about this shade recently. So it's just a really nice, natural beige color. And I like the formula. I don't think, I've got something in my hair. Like I said in my blog post when I reviewed it, it's not like the most amazing formula I've ever tried where I have to go out and buy every single color, but I like it. I mean, I think I'll stick with this color. Maybe I would buy one more if one really hit my fancy, but you know, it's not like a must-have lipstick formula that's like changing my life. So, but here's the finished look. So it's just, you know, really super natural, like I always do. But I'm really loving the Dior Reviver palette. I use it more than everything else right now. And then the Neutrogena blush, which I highly recommend. Head to the drugstore to check those out. And then the Rouge Coco in Adrian from Chanel. Okay, so I will talk to you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.